Hi, welcome back. It's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I'm in a different place today. I'm at my in-laws, and so I'm in the bedroom that they are letting me use. And I have a new story for you tonight. I'm glad you're with me. So I've got a story called How Leo Learned to be King by Marcus Pfister. There he is. How Leo Learned to be King. Here's the first pictures. Leo the lion, king of the beasts, woke one day from a nice long nap. He stretched and scratched his back on his throne. He yawned loudly. Ah. Then he opened his jaws wide and let out a blood-curdling roar that shook the entire savannah. Rah! Be quiet, snapped a little warthog who happened to be trotting by. Your ceaseless roaring is getting on my nerves. You're driving all the animals crazy. Ceaseless means it's not stopping. He just keeps roaring and roaring. Leo couldn't believe his ears. He stared open-mouthed at the warthog. Nobody had ever dared to speak to him that way. Who do you think you're talking to? I am Leo the Invincible. That means nobody could hurt him. The king of the beasts. And with that, Leo tensed to spring at the warthog and strike him down with one powerful paw. Luckily, a water buffalo happened to hear the argument and rushed in between them. Wow, that was close. Whoa, hold on a minute, the buffalo said to Leo. We don't need a king of the beasts anymore. We can take care of ourselves. Yeah, piped up the warthog, peeking out from behind the buffalo. Like he said, we animals can make it on our own. Leo gasped. He clutched his heart and moaned, Oh, whatever have I done to deserve this? I was always... You were always a lazy show-off, squawked the vulture as he swooped down and snatched Leo's crown. What have you ever done to deserve to be our king? More and more animals gathered, circling around Leo. The rhinoceros, the elephant, the hyena, the zebra, even a gentle giraffe, all talked at once, shouting wildly and trying to make themselves heard over the din. But when they joined together to shout in a chorus, it was like this. Lazy Leo, you must step down. Get off the throne. Give up your crown. Wow. They did not want him to be king anymore. There was nothing Leo could do except for flee, that means run, from the rebellious animals. He escaped into the tall grass near the stand of trees. We'll just see how they get along without me, he thought defiantly. But after a while he had to admit to himself that he had never done much of anything for the animals. What he really liked to do was sit around lazily, being waited on and admired. I deserve to be served because I am king of the beasts, he thought. It was always this way. Why should I change? Day after day, Leo prowled around the savannah, wondering how the animals were managing without him. They were managing quite well, in fact. Nobody seemed to notice that he was gone, and the animals went about their lives as usual. One afternoon, Leo heard a whimpering sound at the side of the river. He peered through the grass, and there, crouched on the riverbank, was a small mouse. "Why are you crying?" growled Leo. The mouse took one look at the huge lion and began to shake and shudder. Leo, I just wanted to get to the other side of this big river, but I can't make it. I can't make it." "This little brook?" said Leo. "Nothing to it. Just climb on my back and hold on to my mane." Mane is the hair around his head. Then the lion crouched and took a flying leap across the water. "Oh my," said the mouse, slipping down from Leo's back. "Oh my, that was amazing. Thank you so much." "It was my pleasure," said Leo. "Take care of yourself." Did you see the little mouse hanging on to his mane? A few days later, the lion was walking along when he suddenly felt the earth begin to shake. Leo barely had time to duck behind a bush before a charging rhinoceros thundered by. A full-grown lion is no match for a raging rhino, thought Leo. He sneezed, "Achoo!" and shook the dust from his mane. Here's the picture. From beyond the bushes, he heard a voice. "Hey, Rhino, what are you doing?" Surprised, Leo pushed apart the branches of his hiding place. It was a porcupine, hopping about, his quills twitching in fury. "Hey," called Lion, "what's wrong?" "That bellowing beast trampled my beautiful burrow." "Take it easy," said Leo, coming out of the bushes. "I'll help you mend your home." Once his burrow was repaired, the porcupine was much more cheerful. "Thank you," he said to the lion. "You're very welcome," said Leo. "But now I'm worried about the rhinoceros. I wonder what was bothering him." That evening, when the animals met at the watering hole, as usual, they were telling stories of how helpful the lion had been. Everyone was astonished to hear what had happened. "That's the kind of king I'd like to have," trumpeted the elephant. "Someone who cares about you." "Yes," yelped the hyena, "someone who's kind. Someone who notices the smallest things." "That's our kind of king," they all declared. The very next day, the animals went to find Leo. They brought him his crown and throne. The water buffalo cleared his throat and spoke in a gruff voice. Leo, we've decided we want you back." "Will you be our king again?" Leo was surprised and very touched. "My dear friends," he said, "I am delighted that you want me back. I would be privileged to serve you." He looked around. But I don't need a crown or a throne to rule. After all, I may be king, but I am still just an animal like all of you. And that's the end of the story. He learned that to be the best king or the best ruler, what you need is to be the best servant. That's also how Jesus was. He came as our king, but he served. He healed people that were sick and people that were blind. He helped see again. He took care of people, and that made him a wonderful king. And that is how Leo learned to be king. So, I want to say I love you. I really do. And I also want to say, I want you to keep dreaming, keep a story in your heart, and I'll be reading to you again tomorrow. All right. Good night.